Okay, so we are recording, and it's Tuesday, tax day, April 18th. Happy Tuesday. Happy Mouse Ears Day. We're going to talk about recruiting tonight, so that's why the mouse ears are on. I was like, well, I'll just put them on because we have these at our Better Together event. Aren't they cute?
They're super cute.
I know, right? So it makes me want to go to Walt Disney World and hang out. We are crazy. Like Annette said, I'm losing it because I'm lacking sleep. I was going to have another glass of wine. I had one glass at dinner, and I was like, oh, I probably don't need to do that because I may slur my words and go to sleep on all these ladies. But we're here. We're going to talk about our best recruiting practices tonight, right?
Yes.
Because guess what? We have 12 days left of the $50 kit. Which the $50 kit is an option for people right now, but I think it's more of a conversation starter. And then we have this fabulous, amazing 2-kit option that is still going on for the $99. And of course, there's 2 $50 kit options too. So we also can go to Disney or use Disney vouchers on other things. And so you can even gift them to a family member or something. So we felt like this was the perfect topic to be talking about tonight. That we, I'm going to hide my phone. We felt like this was the perfect topic to talk about because it's never too late to start the recruiting conversation. I will share this, and I don't know if the person is on here or not. Probably not. This is being recorded, so you guys, if you don't have a pen and notepad, you can always, we'll share the recording tonight after we get off. I'll have to upload it. But one of the things that came up on my team page, I think it was this week, was, oh, I wish I would have known that several years ago. And the great thing is about recruiting is you can start whenever you want. You don't have to like know it all from the very beginning. And if you're brand new, this is perfect for you. And if you're like 7 years into it, like some of us, it's perfect for you too. That's a great thing is sometimes we go through recruiting funks, and sometimes we have like all these people join us at the one time because of something amazing going on. But hopefully tonight you will get some tips and some tricks and some new ideas. And I feel like at least I think all of us will agree, Ashley and Annette and Kristen, everybody wave. Yay, you girls, my fabulous besties. I think we all agree that we all have kind of a different mindset and a different take on things, but that's a good thing. And sometimes somebody from my team may hear something that Kristen or Ashley or Annette says and will resonate with them more than from me. And that's the whole point of doing calls like this, is because we're all 4 very uniquely different, but been partnered together as friends, and we can share it with all of our downlines. So without further ado, I started us off. There we go. So happy Mickey ears. Annette, do I call on you first? Who do I need to call on first?
Call on me first. I don't care.
Okay. Annette.
Somebody's ringing.
Hello.
I'm on a Zoom. No, I don't know.
Hold on, I'm going to mute everybody and then come back and unmute.
It's so funny, right? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
You have so much fun.
There, I unmuted you. And then Kristen and Ashley, if you want to unmute yourselves, you can. Okay, so Annette, take it away. I'm going to spotlight you, though. There you go. Woo!
Oh, you talk about, Kristen said I had big Texas hair. Look, I have crazy hair. And don't look at my mess all over the back of my room. So it has been crazy. We were just talking about how, I'm glad that you guys can relate to us because everybody has their own thing. And, one's moving and one's traveling and one's got this and one's got kids stuff. And we were in a car accident. I mean, so we're going back and forth to doctors and all that fun stuff. So life is crazy, like my crazy hair, but we still wanted to reach out to you guys because we don't want you guys to miss out on this opportunity that the company is offering us for the Disney trip. What I said to the girls earlier is that the Disney trip is a perk, and it's an incentive that the company's doing for us because they're generous and they give us some great things to go for. But it's bigger than that. It's about changing people's lives, and it's also about the money. And Dana mentioned that we're all in a different spot and different reasons, and we do things different ways and whatever. I'm about the money. I help contribute to my household, and I know that I can do so many parties, but you can only do so many parties. And so to get more money, you build a team, you're going to make more money. So that is one of my whys. It's like, I know what this business can do for us. I've been doing this for almost 32 years, and I know what this type of business can do for us. So the thing is, with the recruiting thing, it's giving us a reason to reach out. It's giving us that reason to get on the phone and get in touch with people because we have the Disney thing. But I don't think you start with that, personally. I think you talk about the $50 kit. And what's really funny is the statistics have shown in the past with the dollar kit that we were doing before is that most people will pick the $99 kit anyway. They like the $50 kit idea, and it gives you something to call them about. But when it gets down to it, they want more stuff. Because one of the number one reasons that people sell the product is because they want more of it. They love the products. And that's the who. Who do we recruit? It's the people that love the product. Those are the number one people. The other ones are your hostesses. She should be right at the top of your list. So what I encourage you to do is make a list. Let's start with that. First thing you want to do is make a list. You can use a couple different tools that we have. We have a 40 friends in 40-minute list that's out there that we use sometimes for our hostesses when we hostess coach. It's a really quick 40 friends in 4 minutes. Sorry. If you take 40 minutes to find 40 friends, that's a long time. But 40 friends in 4 minutes. You can use the same thing when you're looking and thinking of people who could use us. So use 31. Like I mentioned, people who love our product, and our hostesses should be the top people on your list. The other list you can use is the people that you know, the same thing when you're hostess coaching. You can use that same list to get these people. So on there are your hostesses, people who love your product, your past consultants. Do you have a friend that was a consultant that's no longer doing it? If you're a leader or senior consultant, or even if you've recruited before and that person's no longer doing it, reach back out to that person. She may be ready to do it now. It's a different time in her life. It's a different incentive. It's a different whatever. So you never know. So those are the people you want to talk to. Your people who love the products, people that are hostesses, even your best customers, and past consultants. So those are where you get started. And then the list grows from there because you really should be talking to everyone. You should have the opportunity. Dana, are you okay with, I did put quite a few things down there. I don't want to say everything that's on there unless you're wanting me to.
Yeah, no, you can.
Okay.
You can always chime in. So I think it's
okay. So those are the people that you start with. And I definitely would connect with them through how you connect with them. I wouldn't email them if you don't usually email them. If you talk to them on the phone, talk to them on the phone. If they're your friend and you see them at church, then you talk to them face to face, have coffee, whatever. Hey, I was thinking about you, that kind of thing. But text them, Facebook message, whatever it is, but reach out. If you did not listen to that call a couple weeks ago, the 31-minute call, don't even go any further until you go and listen to that. It's challenging you to reach out to 1 or 2 people every single day. Not on the weekends, but 5 days. I mean, it's the best call I've heard in a long time. So that's one of the things. Put that on your list. But once you get those people on your list, then you're going to go to your parties. Now, of course, your hostess is already on your list, right? So then once your hostess is on your list, that's one of your leads. And go for 3. So now you got to find 2 other people. The person that was like gaga over everything, help her get it at a discount. So that's your other lead. And then the next person would be the one that maybe has planted that seed of like, oh, I hate my job, or this is so much fun, or whatever. Just look for those little nuggets that you're like, oh my gosh, she would be perfect, or the most bubbly person, or whatever. There's all kinds of information we can find for you to see those markers that people are throwing out there. So that's what you want to do is have, 3 people at the party. Your hostess, the one that loves the products the most, and maybe the most bubbly person there. So every single party. Then when you're doing your follow-up, your checkout, your full service checkout, you start with sponsoring. It's easier to go downhill than uphill. I think that call, the girl said the same thing on that call. When you start with sponsoring and asking them if they are interested in doing something like you do. If they say no, the next thing is the booking. They're more easy to say yes. So then at least you get a booking. And then don't be afraid, ladies, to offer it to people that, hey, Sean, don't be afraid to offer it to people. Try before you buy. I love the try before you buy. If they're not sure, have them do a party and say, listen, worst case scenario, you have a really fun time with your friends and get lots of free stuff. Best case scenario, they fall in love with it too. They book parties and you decide, yeah, heck yeah, I'm in. And then you become the consultant and that'll be your launch party for the night. Listen, you're not losing the party, but you could gain a party if you don't gain a recruit. So you're winning either way with the try before you buy. So that's the main thing. And then, of course, verbiage. And I'm not sure who all is going to talk about verbiage, but my favorite line is just, have you ever thought about doing something like this? So simple. Don't make it a big deal. Because remember, just like the go for the no with the bookings, you're going for the no with the recruits. The ratios are still the same. It's 10-1. Now, sometimes it's 10-1 before you get maybe an appointment, and then there's a more statistics of how many appointments or how many people you actually talk to before you get the yes of the recruit. So it may be a little bit more than that. But they love our products and they love our opportunity. And I think the biggest thing that we don't do is we just don't ask. You know, the scripture says we have not because we ask not. And I think that that's one of the things that we have to do is that we have to ask, because you don't know what's waiting for you. You don't know how much those people need you, need girl time, need the products. Okay, that needs a strong word for products. But yeah, they do. They want. But, need, some money to pay for their mortgage or whatever. You have no idea. Or the self-esteem that it comes, the sisterhood, whatever. So ask. Okay, I just kind of spit a lot out. So I don't know who's next. But I hope that it made sense to some of you. So you want me to recap? So make sure you get your 40 friends in 4 minutes or your people that you know list, and use the same thing for recruiting that you would just for your hostess coaching. Hostesses, people who love your product, and your past consultants that you know. Those are the first people on those lists. And then at your parties, look for 3 people to target, so to speak, to give a packet to. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay. Who's next?
I'm not sure. Anybody want to go? Raise your hand. Ashley wants to go.
Ready.
Okay, she's unmuted. Go, Ashley, go.
Okay, so can you hear me? I'm on headphones. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the benefits of recruiting, but I feel like Annette really already talked about that because it's really the same things. My mature husband's giving me bunny ears. Sorry, we're driving too. Okay, so the number one benefit of recruiting is changing people's lives, and Annette already really talked about that a lot. Like, you just really don't know what this, sisterhood can do for people. You think that it's just about bags and it's just about making money, but so many girls on my team have met their best friend, like their adult best friend, from being a part of 31. And so that's huge. I mean, that's the number one benefit of recruiting, in my opinion. And you don't know, whose self-confidence is going to totally change because of 31. They think that they could never get in front of people and talk, or they could never sell something to people. But when you give them all of those tools that they need, then they discover something about themselves. So that's the number one benefit of recruiting, is being able to give that to someone when they, and helping them overcome hurdles that persona of being in direct sales, we'll say. Or just any other hurdles that they have about getting started. When you get them past, it's just amazing, the things that they are able to achieve. So then also the next reason to recruit, the benefit of recruiting is the paycheck, and Annette talked about that. Just you can only do so many parties. So I pretty much had the exact same things written down. So the other thing I was going to talk about is why leadership isn't scary. So when you're recruiting, you're naturally working towards leadership, and leadership is where you really start to make the money. And there's just some people that are scared of that. They think that they're not a leader, or that they can't do the things that they see other leaders doing. And so I just want to encourage you guys that leadership does not need to be scary. All leadership is, all being a leader in anything is just telling other people how you did what you're doing and how you do what you're doing. And it's just really all about communication. You don't have to be perfect to be a leader. You don't have to be a rock star in sales to be a leader. You don't even have to be a rock star in recruiting. You don't have to be adding 4 people to your team every month. I mean, to be a leader in 31, you have to do $1,000 a month. So that's 2 parties that you have to do a month to be a leader. Once you get there, to maintain your title. I mean, you want to do more than that because you want to make more money, and it just kind of depends on where you are at in your business and what you need from your business. I know that all of us leading this call, we contribute to our household income. And so the more sales that we do, then the more money we can count on for our families. But I just want to encourage you guys. Basically, I wrote down being a leader is an excuse to point out someone's strengths to them. Like, who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't want to be the person who's like, well, it's my job. I guess I have to tell her she did a good job this month. I mean, really, let's complain about how hard it is. It's like one of the most rewarding things that I've done is being a leader in 31, because there's other cheerleadery people like Dana and Annette and Kristen that I'm like, oh, see, I can be a cheerleader. I was not a cheerleader in school, as you can tell by looking at me in my beautiful t-shirt and my hair that's not even long enough to be in a ponytail, pulled back in a ponytail. But my husband still loves me. See, he's petting me like a puppy. That's Charlie's new thing. I pet you like a puppy. I pet you like a puppy. Anyways, so, like, I have to channel my inner cheerleader sometimes to, like, woohoo and stuff. But when you're around people like that, it's contagious. So that's another reason to recruit, because being in 31 makes you a peppy person, and it makes you a positive person. But anyways, being a leader, it's just rewarding. I mean, you have to remove the expectation that you have to be great at everything that you do, because my team will tell you that I do a lot of things not great. But one thing I do well, I think, is I can point out their strengths to them. And for those of you that maybe haven't done Strength Finder or like done much in like leadership studies, like the big thing now is stop trying to strengthen your weaknesses and start refining your strengths. And so when you're able to point out someone's strengths to them constantly, then they're building that up, and they start paying attention to those things. That builds their confidence, and that just makes them more aware of how they should go about the things they're doing by using their strengths instead of worrying about what they're not doing right. So I think that you all should be working towards leadership because it's a rewarding experience. It's not even about the money. I mean, I need the money, let's be honest. I pay bills with the money. But really, there are so many times when I would just throw in the towel of if I didn't need the money, that I wouldn't, if I didn't need the money, I would still be doing this because I love my girls and I love pouring into their lives. I love everything that they pour back to my life, which is another reason that you should work towards leadership, because it's so rewarding to you to learn from. So, are you guys making faces at each other?
You cut out the very last. What did you say at the very beginning?
What did I say?
Not the beginning, the very end. The very, very end.
Oh, you have to be able to sit back and listen. You have to be able to sit back and be poured into by them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the bonus of leadership too, is that you learn so much from your team and you think that you're leading them and you're teaching them, and then you realize how much you learned from them and how much their compliments have built your confidence, and we're just all a big happy family.
love it. And then you get to meet other leaders like the four of us have
Yes,
met, and then you become friends, and
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, and you get to
you.
You get to go to extra things at conference. It's another benefit of leadership. You get to go to Director's Day at conference, and every year we get a free little gift from Cindy. And earning the leadership incentive trip is easier when you're already a leader, but you have the opportunity even when you're working towards promoting. And yeah.
And
it's
sometimes
awesome.
we get free
It's not
products
scary.
at Better Together events.
That's right.
Like we got a new
So, yeah.
Totally Thermal.
Being a leader is really, it's not scary, and you don't have to be perfect. You just have to communicate. That's all you have to do.
And we also get the opportunity as leaders to purchase the kit in the fall for recruiting too. So that's another perk, and you also get leads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you do. And then they just randomly order stuff online, and you're like, sweet, I just made $50 and I didn't even move.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gotta love
So
it.
that's all I have.
Thanks, Ashley. It was so good. So good. So I think, Kristen, did anybody have the verbiage, or do you want me to talk about the verbiage? I think
You can do that. I have tools.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so I'm the verbiage girl. Just show them the ears, ladies. That's all you need to do. Just kidding. Okay, so for the verbiage, because Kristen's going to share tools and some other resources for you on additional information about recruiting practices and things. But I think that, sorry, I'm reading a comment. Christy, I love you. I love pouring into you guys, but you guys pour into me too. And I think that's what makes 31 so amazing, is we all pour into one another. Like, once you have this sisterhood, why would you not want to share it with other people who may be having a void in their life? Sorry. So, I think Kristen's probably going to talk about Janae Greenfield's 31-minute call, and I know that Annette was referring to it a little bit ago, but I will say that my girls know this, but I had an opportunity to sit with her a couple of hours before after Leadership University while we were in Columbus, Ohio, and I really use her verbiage. Sorry, it won't let me minimize, so I have to pull it up here. I really use her verbiage on a daily basis, and now that we're moving and things kind of went crazy these last couple of weeks, I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon. So I'm getting back on track starting today. And so basically, this is verbiage. Now, here's the deal. You can start, like Annette said earlier, you can start the verbiage, and you can, right now, guys, especially with this incentive, not only is it Disney, but you guys need to be thinking about free fall products, right? That's what you're getting. Like, whether you get to the Disney part or not, you're also getting free fall products for every person that you join your team and you help qualify. And it's not hard to qualify. I know I've been sharing with my team members that really, when they start, we don't want to overcomplicate the girls. We want them to either have a party or two on their calendar already before they join, and if they haven't, okay, fine, then they need to do a couple of parties right away to get that first level start swell, because once they get that first level and they get free products, they're going to want another one, right? And that will get them to the $1,000. So the verbiage that I am starting, or I have been starting, and I haven't had any new team members yet, but it is starting conversation. And what I know is, even if this doesn't work right now, because I'm being consistent with doing this on a daily basis, by the time the fall rolls around and we have some other type of incentive going on, because I've started conversations months prior, this will give me another avenue to talk with them again. So it's really just saying, hey, Cheryl, it's Dana, the 31 girl from so-and-so's party. We just launched a new spring summer catalog. Now, you could say that, but right now what I'm saying is we have a brand new summer guide that just launched April 1st. So I'm trying to give them what's the newest, right? Even though the catalog to a lot of people is still new, it's going to depend on the person that you're talking to, right? So if it's somebody you met last week at somebody's party, well, they're going to know about all that stuff. but you can thank them for coming. So you really are going to have to tweak this to your own liking. But so I want to tell them what's the newest, right? So it's Dana, the 31 girl from, so for instance, Brooke's party. I had that a couple weeks ago. We just launched our summer guide. I'm not sure if you'd be interested or not, but I wanted to share the new kit options that are available for joining 31 right now. If you've ever considered giving it a try, I would love to have you on my team and help you get started. Which kit is standing out to you? So right now I'm giving them the $50 kit options because it's $50, right? So once the $50 incentive is over, I'm going to go back to the $299 kit options. This is just a conversation starting. Now, if they say, and I've had it, and my girls have heard me say this. I've had people respond, no, exclamation point, I just want to be a customer. Okay, great. That's not going to stop my conversation right there, right? Fabulous. You just want to be a customer? Well, can I put that new summer style guide in the mail for you? Would you like to be the first on the list to get one in your hand? So having those, so even if somebody says no, or even if somebody doesn't respond right away, that doesn't mean I just give up on them. So the first thing is just asking them. And I know you guys feel more comfortable, a lot of you, asking for a party or asking them if they've heard about the special for the month, right? So a sale or a party. A lot easier to ask for that. For some reason, asking people to join your team is a scary situation. You have to get over the no, first of all. But you also have to start with that, because if you're leading with a hostess question or you're leading with a sales question, guess what you're going to get more than likely? A sales or a hostess response. It's a lot harder, like Annette said, climbing that hill versus going right down the hill. Is that the way? So if you start with, hey girl, we have an amazing hostess special this month. Do you want to host a party? And they say no. Oh, well, you know what? We have this $50 kit option. You're just not going to. I know for me, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to say that. And neither is anyone else. So asking with this, and I promise you, I've been doing this since the middle part of March. I was consistent for about 3 weeks. Like I said, I've had a slight break because I just haven't been in the office and I wasn't committed to it, but I can tell a difference. Week 1, it was a little nerve-wracking sending a message every single day. Week 2, I did more than one a day. I was so excited. I was like, come on, who else can tell me no today? As you do it, the more comfortable you become. And when you get it into your mindset that you're changing people's lives, like Annette said, you don't want to lead with Disney, right? Because some people are not going to be excited about Disney. But what they are going to be excited about is the fact that you thought of them and you saw something in them that makes them stand out to you and makes you want to ask them to join your team. That's a big thing. So this is just a mini script, and I'll post it to the event page afterwards. You guys know your customers, you know your friends, you know your family members, people you've met on social media better than we know them. There's no perfect script, but this is something that helps lead it. And so you just take the 2 pictures of the kit. A lot of them I'm texting because texting to me is still a little bit more personal than even Facebook messages. I'll be honest, maybe it's because I'm in direct sales, but I get Facebook messages to other parties, and I can tell that they're just copying and pasting from what their consultant has just told them to do. To me, it's still not personal, even though it's to me individually and it's not a group message. And more than likely, I'm still not going to respond to them. But that's because I'm in direct sales. Now, some people may respond, but you've got to make that personal connection with them when you're sending out a message. And don't be afraid, guys. The thing is you're giving them a compliment, and the worst thing they can say is no. If they say no, great. Well, maybe we can get them to host a party, or maybe we can get them to place an order. Or maybe this is just not the right time right now. Great, can I check back with you in a couple weeks? Now, the one thing I want to say is if somebody doesn't respond to you right away, right? So they haven't responded in a couple of days, message them again. Hey girl, I sent you a text a couple days ago. Just wanted to make sure that you got my message. I know how busy we all are, and I just wanted to make sure you didn't miss out on this incredible opportunity. If you're interested, make it funny. Like the thing is, Janae even said this in the airport with us, is she will say to the people, hey, I'll kind of make a joke. Like, you know me, I'm not a pressuring type of person, but I just want to make sure you get the best bang for your buck, or I just want to make sure that you get the best offer, and I would hate for you to miss out on this. You know I don't like to pressure you, but I want to make sure that you didn't miss my message. Something along those lines. So Ashley can't hear. I don't know. Can you all hear? Hopefully you can. You're shaking your heads. So that's kind of the verbiage. I mean, there's additional. So if somebody says, no, I'm not interested, but thanks. Okay. So then I'm going to say, no problem. You know, we have our #1 selling product coming out on special next month, right? May is a hot month. We also have those stand tall inserts that everybody's going to be wanting and will probably run out by the end of May. It always happens by the end of the special. So that's another thing that you can say to them. Don't just take that no as a no for everything. That they could possibly want to host a party. They could possibly want to buy something from you, or ask them, no problem. Hey, do you know of anybody who's looking for some part-time income? Do you know of anybody who's thought about 31? That's another avenue. So continuing the conversation even after they've cut off the no. So does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay, so Kristen.
And also, before you go to Kristen, but also, you were saying continuing the conversation. Make it be okay. Like, it's okay that they say no. Like, don't ever make it. And when you don't continue the conversation, it almost makes it feel like it's icky.
Awkward.
Awkward, yeah, because it's like, oh, all right, well, okay, well, have a good day, thanks, or whatever. I mean, like, you're building a relationship. She's probably, if she's a hostess, she's a friend now. You know that you've been in her home and you have that relationship, and it grows deeper the more you do that. She's going to be flattered that you thought of her. No big deal. Like, just go on to the next thing. And again, even if you don't get the booking or the sale or the referral or anything, I mean, go for them. But if you don't, ask her how her kids are. Did you ever get, blah, 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 blah?
Use emojis. Emojis, like a little wink. Oh my gosh, no problem. Like, use fun emojis that be like, oh my gosh, no worries. Like, I try to use as much emojis as possible, especially if they say no right off the bat. Oh my gosh, no problem. I just wanted to make sure, I ask all of my favorite customers. I want to make sure I ask somebody. Because even if, here's the deal, guys, like Annette's saying, sorry, Annette, I cut you off. Even if they say no now, and they're absolutely with exclamation points, no, 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 you've just planted a seed that a year from now, they may decide, I need some extra income, and Dana asked me at one point to join her team, and now I think I want to do it. You've planted a seed that could grow, it may be 3 years from now. But the thing is like, somebody planted a seed with me when I was 18 years old about Pampered Chef, and it always stuck in my mind until I chose 31. She thought I would be good at it. I never sold Pampered Chef. I never went with another company at all. I looked at several from time to time, but never did it. But that seed that person planted at 18 years old stuck with me until I joined 31.
And here's a perfect line. I'll never forget. Courtney Hawkins uses this a lot, or used to. She'll say, okay, well, if the time's not right for you now, you just better make sure that when you decide to jump in to do something like this, that you're my girl, you come back and be on my team. Mm-hmm. Make it like, hey, make her remember that she's coming back to you. Like the Pampered Chef lady could have said, if you ever need some extra money, think about me and Pampered Chef. Make sure that you reach out to me first. You may have ended up being a chefette. I'm really glad you're not. But if you follow up like that, just
I know.
Chefette.
Yeah, it's crazy when I look back on it, but now I'm like, oh yeah, she's no longer with Pampered Chef, but I'm like, and I don't know that I've ever told her. But it was that little inkling, like, she boosted my self-esteem. Like, the fact that I was flattered that at 18, somebody thought I would be good at direct sales. That was a big deal. So plant those seeds.
Yep.
Okay, Miss Kristen, you're up.
Okay. So I am, whoa. I always hate when it goes to the big screen, because then I'm very much more self-conscious. And I need to finish redecorating, because this is a very big blank space right here. So I shifted everything around in my office, and I haven't hung stuff back up. But anyway, So the tools tonight. The first one I want to do or share, and I know that this may seem really basic, but we do have a lot of new girls who have joined our team recently, teams, plural, recently. And so I just want to make sure that everybody knows a few tools that you can use at home parties, a few that you can use at on-the-go parties, and then, of course, a few that you can use in Facebook parties, and then shift to tools like trackers and things like that. Okay, so when you're at your home parties, I hope that you are sharing this awesome insert inside our catalog in the middle where the staples are. This does a really good job of talking about 31, how we got started. It talks about why would you want to join? What do you do at a party? And then it talks about 31 gives on the back. So I hope that you're sharing those at your physical party and talking about the opportunity. It is a very easy thing to weave into the conversation. And if you're like me, when I first started, I needed actual reminders. I needed visual reminders. So I did tags like this. This one I just sent out for a party to go. So there's says the Benjamin's wallet, has the item number. But when I was new, on the back of my tag, I would put comes in $99 kit to remind me when I got to this item to say, hey, and if you're looking at the Benjamin's wallet tonight, remember that this is part of our $99 kit. So that you have a couple, now you have one in the catalog, you've got a couple of items tagged to just remind people and to remind you that it's time to talk about recruiting. It's time to talk about, not recruiting, but time to talk about joining your team. And the thing that I will never forget, and I can't remember who shared it, it was a long time ago, but somebody said, if everyone was getting invited to a party and you were the only one who didn't get asked, how would you feel? And then they gave an example of how at the party, this consultant asked all of the young ladies at the party. Annette, do you remember this story? This consultant asked all the young ladies at the party, do you want to join my team? Do you want to join my team? Do you want to join my team? Well, it came time to ask the older lady who was at the party. Maybe it was Cindy who told us at conference or something. Now I'm remembering. Anyway, the older lady at the party, she didn't ask her because she thought, why would she doesn't need any extra money. She's well-to-do. There's no reason she would want to join my team. Well, this lady later on, come to find out, really did, number one, have her feelings hurt that she didn't get asked. Number two, really did need or want the income and the friendship and the fellowship. So that is my hopefully quick tip on don't forget to weave it into your party presentation. And when you have little prompts like that, it happens naturally so that you're not like, okay, now I'm talking about joining my team. And then you're reading a note card about how to, everything, all the benefits. If you weave it in naturally, it's easier for you and it's easier on the ears, if that makes sense. Okay, so the next thing is, which I did not get everything ready to do a screen share, so I'll just share it this way. If you are the party to go, I hope you're doing parties to go. If you're not, then put your products to use. While you're gone on vacation is a great time to load up about 5 products and send them out with a hostess. The same thing that you do in your in-home parties with putting a little tag and a reminder that this item comes in your kit, then I want you to put the same information in your party to go or catalog party packet that you are in your home party hostess packets. So that's another thing when you're talking through hostess coaching with your hostess. Hey, I have all of these things in here for you. I have information on the how to fill out your list of, what do we even call it now? 40 in 4 minutes, or whatever the back of the hostess flyer is, to help them invite their guests. And then you're also putting information in there about joining your team. So you're pointing that out no matter what kind of party. Okay, so moving on to Facebook. This is where I would love to have had my screen sharing ready, but I did not, so sorry. I hope that when you're doing your Facebook parties, you are also highlighting the kits, either the $99 kits, or like Dana said right now, she's focusing on the $50 kits. But that is an essential part to me of the Facebook party. I am meeting a ton of people right now through Facebook, and I don't want to let those leads just sit there. It is important to me that they feel and they know that I would want them on my team the same way as if I was sitting in a Phillips here. If they were sitting in my living room, or if I was in their living room, I would want them all to know that. So I have put together some graphics. I'd be happy to share them. Just put your own little tag on there so that we don't all get put in Facebook jail. But there's others out there that are super cute that you can share in your group page and in your Facebook events. So that covers the parties. Let's see what else. Okay, so now keeping track for yourself. Here's my tracker. Hopefully everybody's already printed this out from TOT. If you have not, you go under Scoop, and then you scroll all the way to the bottom, and it says Wishes. You click on Wishes, and it gives you a ton of information with links. It starts with this and has the flyer. It tells you all of the details. But then the second page that you can print out is that tracker. So it has room for you to put the name of the recruit, the date they started, and then to keep track of their PV. So if you do not know how to look for your team members on your downline, especially if you're new or you're just now getting your first recruit, woohoo, we're very excited about that. But please let one of us know, and we'll be happy to walk through with you how you can check their PV, how you can keep track of that so that you can help them stay on track, but so that you'll know when to prompt them, hey, you're really close to qualifying, or to really encourage them to meet that next start swell. So my segue to start swell is some TOT tools that you're going to want. So that's your tracker. But when we're talking about recruiting and building a team specifically, a couple I wanted to share. The first one, Annette and Dana already mentioned, the 31-minute calls are phenomenal. One that we all, I say grew up on. Annette and Dana and Ashley and I have been around enough that I feel like we're growing up, right, in 31. But one of the ones that we always used when we were young consultants was Martine Williams' call on shifting your perspective. And it's still out there. I just checked. And it's one that if you haven't had, if you've been hesitant to share the opportunity, if you've been hesitant to ask people to join your team because you really just didn't think it was for you, you really didn't, I don't know how to do it, I don't want to do it, it just feels weird, that is a call that I really think you should start with. That's an awesome one. And then the one that Annette and Dana were referring to, that's a more recent call, is called Now is a Great Time to Add New Team Members. And it's actually the first one that you come to when you click on Learn. You scroll down, 31-minute calls, and that's the first one that you can watch. And it's not a very long call, and like both of the girls said, has a ton of really great tips, information, and verbiage that you can use. So I wanted to call out those. And then finally, when you click on Learn, you can also then click on Share. And Share is that's where you're going to find everything about recruiting, everything about building a team. There are trackers there. There are different PDFs that you can print out, conversation starters. And the one that I want you to pay special attention to is the link that's called Sponsor for 4. And that is all about sponsoring your new team member to hit all 4 start swells. That not only will help her, but it will help you start her off as a solid team member. The girls who are reaching all 4 levels of start swell are not girls that you are going to have to pull along. They get excited because they see that it works. They see that they can do a couple of parties every month, that they're making money, that they're having fun doing it. They're earning rewards like Start Swell, all new business products or business supplies and new products. And then also that they're able to take advantage of all of the incentives that 31 is offering, like our Wishes incentive. Let's see if I want anything else. Okay, I think that's it. If anybody has any questions about the tools, please feel free to let me know. And like I said, I will post the graphics I've been using in my Facebook parties. Oh, one more thing I wanted to share. Hopefully I can find it really super fast. Dana or Annette, if y'all have anything else to add, please go ahead, because I want to find this really quickly.
I was going to say, Annette, did you have something? I was going to say, I was making myself a note, and then I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I was going to say something to think about. I have repeatedly said to my team, and Julianne's not on tonight, I don't think, but one of the conversations I had with her when she was looking to promote and grow her team is we had a conversation about being selfish. And it's one of those conversations that she continues to say that it really struck her and a chord. Like, I loved Kristen sharing the story about everybody in the room and not asking the one person. And one of the things I really think about, especially guys, look, I'm just going to put it out there. We all are doing a ton of stuff on Facebook, parties. And if you are not asking every single person coming to those Facebook parties, and you're not personally messaging them and trying to be, or asking to be their friend and inviting them into your VIP group, you're missing the boat. I'm not trying to say that with a meanness. I'm trying to say that with love, because I have gotten so many personal recruits from just people on social media. And it's starting those conversations, having those relationships. That's why I say video is so powerful, especially in your Facebook parties. But it's one thing, I love sharing it at your Facebook parties, but then give it a few days, wait till their party has shipped, message them, hey, did you get your order? Make it comfortable for you. Personally message them on Facebook. Invite them to be a part of your VIP group and say, hey, I'm making sure that I don't miss anybody. I want to make sure and offer this to everybody that I come in contact with. And I know that we've never met face to face, but you seem like you had a really good time at so-and-so's Facebook party. Have you ever given this a thought? Or use some of the verbiage that I shared with you earlier about, we've got two $50 kit options. I'm making sure that everybody that has attended a party with me this month, that I ask them. You're just putting it out there. Because here's the deal. When I think about the selfishness, somebody said it to me a long time ago. If I don't ask every single person that I come in contact with at parties, especially, it's me being selfish. Because how do I know what their situation is? How do I know that they don't need, and even if it's an extra $25 a month, or how do I know that they really wish they could have a couple of girlfriends that were friends? Or how do I know that they don't wish that they could earn a free family trip to Disney? It's not up to me to decide what is good for them. And if I don't share that with them, and I put myself 10 years down the road, and then I meet that same person again, and she says how much she struggled 10 years ago when she met me, and that it was just the worst time of her life, and no one offered to help, I'm offering to help by offering her 31. It's up to her on what she decides to do with it. She can take the $99 kit and do nothing with it. But if I don't ask, I'm not sharing, and I'm not making a difference, I guess. So anyways, don't be selfish. That's my point.
Yeah.
Well, and before Kristen shares the tool, I want to kind of back up and kind of reiterate what you're saying. But when it goes back to Ashley, when she was saying about leadership being scary, one of the excuses that we give ourselves is, well, I'm not interested in being a leader. That's not really what I want to do, so I'm not going to recruit. Well, you may not be interested in being a leader. No one's saying you have to. You can recruit and still share the opportunity without the obligation of being a leader if you don't want to do that. There's nothing saying that if you recruit 4 or 5 people, girl, you're on the path to leadership, and that's all there is to it. And you're going to be a leader whether you want to or not. But think of the people that, again, what Dana's saying, all those people that you're making them miss out on the opportunity. You're making them miss out on the opportunity of being a leader because maybe that's something that they really want to do because you don't ask them. It's kind of a kink in the chain, so to speak. All those customers, all those hostesses that you're seeing that you're not offering the opportunity to, Pampered Chef will offer it to them when they go to the Pampered Chef show. And so not only 31 as a whole is missing out on it, our teams are missing out on it, but I feel they're missing out on the best company out there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we have a sisterhood like no other. And so they may get into a sisterhood and at the Pampered Chef, they don't know what they're missing. People that have gone in other directions and other direct sales companies, they always say it's not like 31. It's not like 31. 31's different. I can attest to that because I've done other things, I'm telling you. So I think it's kind of like it really is selfish if you're not offering the opportunity. Just do it for the free stuff right now or whatever, and see what happens. You may change your mind about leadership, but even if you don't, it's okay. And just know that what you're going to get out of, the reward that you're going to get out of is that you did help someone that needed to pay that bill or that needed that sistership. So just wanted to make sure that people don't think they have to be a leader.
Good point. Yes.
And I want to remind you guys that while you are new and even if you've been around a while, but while you have new team members, it's still our job to train them. Dana, Annette, Ashley, and I, that's still our job to train them. It's all of our jobs collectively to welcome them and encourage them, on our team pages and such. But we're the ones who are still responsible for their training. And I don't want anybody to think that if they have a new team member that it is going to be scary because they're not going to know what to do. That's what we're here for. So all it takes is letting us know, which we do appreciate when you let us know, hey, I have a new girl coming on, what should I do? Then we will be able to hold your hand and walk you through that process so that it doesn't have to be scary. Okay, so this is the one thing I wanted to tell you really quickly. And because I've been doing a lot of Facebook parties, I have, like I said, I felt like I was missing out on that one-on-one time at checkout. And I've been weaving some different things back into my Facebook party, just like I was talking about tonight. So this was a message from actually she posted it in our Facebook party, the hostess, who is a home office lead. So there we go. That's a perk for being a leader. And you only, correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, but it only has to be a senior consultant and above, correct? And then the $1,000 in a recruit. Okay, so she says, thank you to me, Kristen Margison, for all the posts, updates, and information. I truly feel I received more information doing a Facebook party than I could have ever received having you to my home for just an hour or so. However, you are welcome over for a glass of tea anytime. Thanks to all my girlfriends who joined in on the fun. It is so very unusual for me to host any kind of a party. In fact, this is the first one in over 5 years. However, I am a true believer in 31 products and love everything that they have. Now the hard part comes, how do I not buy the whole book? Hello, people are letting us know that they are possible team members. So I want you to focus on what people are saying to you and the things that people are posting, even the comments on your Facebook parties can really clue you into people that you can follow up with, and it makes it not a cold call. It's not a cold text or a cold Facebook message. Use the conversations that you're having and the interaction that you're having to make that approach. I would be a fool to not call this hostess and say, I loved having, doing this party with you. Have you ever thought of, or would you be interested in, or I would love to have you on my team. However that conversation, goes for you is, make it work for you. But we are foolish if we are not using what we have in front of us. And like Dana said, following up with every single person. So.
Awesome. Awesome goodness. Does anybody have any questions? Hopefully you guys have gotten some valuable tips and tricks and even just a refresher, if nothing else. I don't see any coming in. Annette, do you have anything to add? Ashley's still on. I don't know if she has anything to add.
No, I think that I think we've pretty much covered everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they can reach out to us individually if they have other questions or whatever, but I mean, it's a lot to take in. I would just to go back and reiterate the fact that if you have not listened to that 31-minute call that Kristen's talking about, that we all talked about, it was really eye-opening. It was really good. And for us as leaders that have been doing this for a long time to be like, heck yeah, that's really good. We get complacent in our everyday thing. So yes.
Yeah. And she is just as real in person as she is on that call. And I can just say, she's like, she told us, she goes, guys, it's just asking someone every single day. I know she said on there only during the week, but I'm positive she told us she did it 7 days a week. And she said when things like the $50 kit was going on, so we have the dollar incentive in August, she said she asked 2 people a day because she wanted to make sure that she asked as many people as she possibly could. And she doesn't make any fancy lists. That's the thing. Like, think of the people that you would love to join this sisterhood. If you don't, like Annette talked about the 40 people, start simple. Go, okay, I'm going to ask one person a day to join my team. And if they say no,
so easy.
It's so easy. And if I know it's scary, but if you just get over the rejection, go, okay, but I'm going to make a difference in one person's life by asking every single day. And it may take me 30 days before I get that one yes finally. And then you may go, oh my gosh, the first one said yes, or the first one said I need more information. And then what do? Well, we'll help you through those steps. But if you don't ask, you don't know.
That's right.
So
I'm glad that everybody that got to come on because it was last minute. So we appreciate, those of you that did jump on live. And I'm glad that we're recording it because I know we did it kind of last minute. So but it's good. I hope that they think that ours is as good as that other girl's.
I know, right? Well, my Mickey ears, if nothing else. So we'll get off here. It's we've been on for an hour, and I will run. It'll have to upload to YouTube and stuff, but we will get it uploaded. If it's not tonight, it'll be first thing tomorrow morning. So thanks for joining, guys. Good night, everybody. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.